Even if, how many of you have 2 children? And how many of you feel they're quite different from each other? And so don't we ever think, same parents, same school, same environment, same upbringing, same everything. Why are these 2 so different? Even twins looking identical, nature is not identical. Everything acquired in this life is identical for them, but the 2 souls are coming from 2 so different past. So their sanskara and their karma will be completely different. So one thing we are going to remove today is comparing people with others. Never ever say, look at them. Different journey. No comparison. Comparison only happens when all parameters are identical. Here to no parameter is identical. How can we compare one person with another person? So no comparison. No criticism for who they are. If we had to look at that person today who lost that family, lost their body, lost everything, with so many desires, they just lost everything. And we will say, why are you so insecure? Why are you doubting so much? We just look at them and we say how unreasonable they are. And then when we come to know, oh, this soul left the body in this way. So immediately what will we say? I understand why you are insecure. Shift ho gaya? Shift ho gaya na? From saying, how can you be so insecure? We will shift to, I understand why you are insecure. And that is why so many people go and get past life regression done. They go and get past life regression done only for this, to find out what had happened and who was involved. But do we need to get a past life regression done? Do we need to get a past life regression done? No, we just need to understand, yes, there was a past, full stop. What was the past? What happened in the past? Who was I in the past? Who were you in the past? Never play with nature. Nature said past had to be forgotten. And that's why when a child is growing up, the child remembers everything. When the baby is born, the soul remembers everything. And so you will see a child in the cradle smiling, crying, and हमें लगता है वो हमें देख के खुश हो रहा है. हमें नहीं जानता अभी वो इतना. The soul is still attached to their past family, and they are receiving all the vibrations from there. So they will suddenly start crying because their family is crying for them. So as they grow older, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, they start forgetting the past because present starts getting coded. That is law of nature. And it's meant to be that way, because what if the child had to remember their past? It'd be very conflicting. And some children remember their past. And then if it's encouraged for them to talk about their past, they actually take their present families to their past family. They go there, they meet them, they even tell them, I had kept so much money in this trunk, I'm sure you didn't find it after I left, and they take it out and give it to them. Yes, it's very real, very real. What is possible? How is it possible? Good memory power, na? You've never read? You've never met anybody who remembers the past? So many children remember the past. Actually, every child remembers the past, and a lot of children, what they're saying, we don't understand what they're saying, because actually they're talking a lot about the past. But to be able to relate the past after the age of 4 and 5, where you're able to communicate the right way, that's a very small number. But there are so many people who remember the past. And those who don't remember and they go and get a past life regression done, what does the therapist do? Rewind, 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 rewind. Silence the present and just rewind. So you're just extending the memory power to go to that. And then they will take the soul into the womb, what had happened in the womb, and then past, and the soul immediately goes into the next one. It's very simple. You're just rewinding the CD. Go piche, 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 piche. You can do it for your own self. Just sit in silence. Silence the present mind and go past, and if you want to go there. But ideally there's no reason to go there. But there's no need to go there. Hanji. Hanji. No, we don't want to bring them back. We don't want to bring the past to the present. Get rid of those emotions. That's very important. But first is First is to understand that each of us is carrying a past. So from today, don't say, how can you be so insecure? How can you doubt me so much? How is over? Just say, I understand that there is a past. Full stop. And focus now on how we can heal this sanskar. Because when we question the sanskar, we're actually rubbing the wound. It's a wound, na? My past was a wound. And what happens because of lack of understanding of the present people, whether it's parents, whether it's siblings, whether it's friends, when we go to school, there's a lot of rubbing of wounds that happens in school. Because they will keep saying, how can you be like this? So that wound keeps getting rubbed like that. And that's why that emotion becomes even more and more complicated for that child. And that child can turn out to be 50 years old today and is still carrying that wound. So first, I understand. Done? Understand? So questioning over, criticizing over, look here, criticizing over. And today when you sit in meditation, forgive them for all the criticism. Apologize them for all the criticism. Comparison, because both the journeys are completely different. You don't compare anyone with anyone. Now we shift to the only normal emotion, and that is acceptance. Expectation also over. Expectation means I expect you to be a certain way. So this family could actually expect this child to become a swimmer. Because they are swimmers. And that child goes near the water and the child is just taken at the age of 3 to the first swimming pool around, and what happens? He will scream when he looks at water. So here we're just talking of an external thing, swimming, but that sanskar is going to rub off even in my internal emotional patterns. But if the parent will not understand why the child fears water, the parent will worry, "Hey, mera bete ko pani se kyun dar lagta hai?" So some of us fear water, some of us fear heights, some of us fear lifts, some of us fear going to hospitals. I know a lot of people, they're not comfortable going to hospital. Ek blood test karane ko they'll take 1 month, nahi, meko nahi karna, nahi, meko nahi karna. Hey, sui hai sirf. Nahi. Because wo hamare liye ek sui hai. Unke liye, it is a trauma of a past, where they were probably in a hospital in not the best of scenario, and probably the soul left in the hospital, and so the soul doesn't want to go to a hospital now. Do you know anybody? You have to literally push them into going to the hospital. They'll never agree to go to a hospital. Acceptance का meaning ये नहीं है कि ऐसे ही रहना है. Acceptance means not questioning why you are that way, which means my mind becomes silent. Because when my mind becomes silent, then negative energy from me stops going to them. Healing starts. Second step. These are flowers. I thought they should be real flowers, but they are plastic flowers. So I can sit here and say, ऐसा कैसा plastic? अभी plastic कौन use करता है? फिर ऊपर से पीले है, लाल है, ये कोई कलर है. So while I am creating these thoughts, I am rejecting those flowers, which means I don't agree with who you are. So that rejection energy of criticism and everything, my expectations, it's an energy which not only depletes me but also radiates to the flowers, which in this case is the people. Right? Shift to acceptance. I understand that for whatever reason, what we have today with us is plastic flowers, and it's a full stop to my thoughts after that. And that means I still have to move to the next step of healing them. But putting a full stop to my negative thoughts starts sending positive energy to them on its own. I don't have to do anything for it. Positive means purity is our nature. We don't have to radiate purity. We just have to stop radiating the negative that we have created on the purity. Aa gaya samajh second step? Now can you look at the people in your close circle and check what were the thoughts that we were repeatedly creating about them, which were an energy depleter. Dig gaye? Abhi next. अभी स्कूल की शुरुआत हुई है. The journey is long. Neither does the journey get over in 3 days. Neither does the journey get over in 3 years. It's the beginning of the journey here, not the end of the study. The beginning. Beginning. And this study will go on for? This study will go on for? Because the study is of shifting from body consciousness, ego consciousness to soul consciousness. It goes on for. Today, what did Sister Jayanti say? She said, when I first came here, I knew myself 10%. And today she must be here since 75, at least 60 years, minimum. And after 60 years, she said, now I know myself 90%. So you know how long the journey is? Because knowing myself means reaching that soul conscious stage. So even after 60 years, she cannot claim she's 100% soul conscious. Because it is an ego consciousness not of this birth. It is an ego consciousness of many, many births. But the beauty of this journey is, the minute the journey begins, you start feeling better, your relationships start getting better. But then what happens? Reactions start reducing. Expectations don't become zero, but expectations start reducing. Holding on to things starts reducing. Everything starts reducing, which means the illness starts healing. But I don't become from today what I am to perfect tomorrow on Monday. No, there was no claim and there's no guarantee of anything. It's a journey, and this journey depends on me. How beautifully I'm ready to study. And most important, what am I going to do with this study on Tuesday morning? Because Tuesday morning, I will be back into the world of ego. I will be back into the world of ego, the relationships, the roles. The air is full of ego. And so if anyone thinks that in 3 days I will change from here, not at all. No way. Not possible. 3 days is only to taste what is possible. And from Tuesday, I have to decide whether I'm going to start studying. Which means you go to a college or a university just to see what the university is. This is why you are here for 3 days. Just to see what this education is, just to see what this college is. Whether you want to take admission or no, you have to decide on Tuesday. No admission here right now. Here only to feel, to understand what it is and where it can take me. So first step, understanding you. Second step, accepting. Accepting means now immediately when I create any thought, why, then I tell my mind, soul on a journey. That's the mantra, soul on a journey. Just give this code word to your mind, soul on a journey. That's all I have to tell myself, soul on a journey. And this I say for everybody. You meet someone on the road behaving wrongly, how can they do like this? Soul on a journey. Immediately your negative energy radiating to them stops. Watching the world news, listening to someone who's committed something which we couldn't have even imagined. How could they do this? Soul on a journey. We don't know what all they carried. And karmic account is another thing which we will see tomorrow. So soul on a journey is the password, which you have to keep reminding yourself. Soul on a journey, soul on a journey. So my negative thoughts stop. It just stops. I say, okay. But my mind will say, but, tell your mind, but what? Acha, okay, theek hai. Then the mind will say, am I only always supposed to accept? I say yes, because that is strength. So then I say, but why should I keep accepting? Then I say, because I claim I love them. So be careful when you say I love somebody. It is not a word. It is not a word. It is an understanding with a lot of responsibility. And love is not again for family, it's friends, it's colleagues, it's so much. And soul consciousness just shifts you like this, that you're able to radiate love for strangers. It just becomes your nature because you're becoming soul conscious. So it's not dependent on family here or there. That is why you're liking being in this campus. You know, what is that comfortable energy in this campus is a feeling that I am with family, whereas you don't even know anybody who's here. You don't know any of the brothers who are in the kitchen. You don't know the brother who's at the accommodation building where you are. You don't know. But for them, you are family. Because they have ripped off the labels of... Now their family is not a size of 4. Now the family... So as you start practicing meditation, your size of family will start increasing. Till we reach the word Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, the world is a family. That's not just a word, it's a reality. You will start feeling everybody is family because you will look at everybody just as a soul. Not ye American hai, ye Indian hai, ye Australian hai, ye Hindu hai, ye Muslim hai, ye Sikh hai. These are all false images of the self. All false images of the self. That is my nationality. That's the country where I stay. This is a religion which I practice, but true religion is actually religion of the soul. And what is our religion? Purity, peace, love, power, happiness, wisdom, bliss. That is the dharam of the soul. So every prophet who came on the planet, they were only teaching us dharam. What were they teaching us? Purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, knowledge. So they were teaching us the religion of the soul, and they taught us do this, pray these many times, wake up at this time. In order to be able to practice the dharam of the soul, we gradually went and divided it all. Because instead of connecting to the teaching, we connected to the teacher. And then I said, my teacher, your teacher different, so you and me different. And then suddenly we got divided in the name of religion. And then gradually, within one religion, we got divided. I am so and so, you are so and so, you are so and so. To reach today the end of Kali Yuga, we are ready to have war in the name of religion. Was religion meant for this? Was religion meant for this? Religion was meant for? Religion was meant for? Religion was meant for this. And today we, because of our ego and not understanding the teachings of that religion and not understanding and practicing, we are going on like this in the name of religion.